Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Mag Show. Today, we are going to be talking about new rumors popping up from the Microsoft camp and, surprisingly, from the Xbox camp. Let's get right into the situation and talk about it. Now, first things first, I'm sure everybody had already heard that Microsoft was going to be laying off several thousand people. And now, what I wasn't really expecting is that they're actually going to be laying off people from the Xbox camp, and that could actually be quite significant. However, let's get into the Microsoft situation first, then we'll start talking about Xbox, and then we'll talk about why I even bothered making this video. Microsoft. We understand that during the pandemic, most of these corporations overhired. Now, I'm not justifying this, by the way. I'd like to preemptively say that. But they did overhire during the pandemic, and what they have been doing slowly but surely over the last couple of years is that they've been trimming the fat, thinning the herd a little bit, and bringing back the numbers down to what they should be to have optimal operating costs. But either way, this is what's happening now. But what we're also hearing is that there's going to be some pretty heavy layoffs over at Xbox. And now, if you think about that, originally my first thought was, well, the ABK deal probably did a lot of that. The Bethesda deal did a lot of that, ZeniMax to be specific. And the reason why, well, you get redundancies in position, right? All of a sudden you absorb all these people and all of a sudden you have three people doing the same job. It cannot happen. We understand that. However, this seems to be a little bit more severe than that. Like, I'm going to pull up a tweet here from Charlie Intel. Even he's talking about it. Tom Warren's talked about it, and he's saying right here, quote, Xbox will reportedly see significant layoffs next week per new reporting from The Verge. Some employees fear entire studios might close, The Verge reports. Turn 10 Studios, the team behind Forza Motorsport, is bracing for severe layoffs. All right? So that's the word that we're getting right now. However, me personally, if you're going to ask my opinion, I think it's a little bit sensationalist to think that they're going to close entire studios. I may be entirely wrong. They may just do that. But I personally don't think that they're going to close entire studios. I think that they're just going to start shaving down these studios. And I don't have to get into the whole AI situation taking people's jobs, because that is 100% coming as well. Maybe that's even what's happening right now. It'll be implemented very soon. But let's not jump the gun. Let's get into this. The reason why I was bringing up this entire story today was not to talk about the layoffs, is how it was going to affect a very specific game that I had heard about from people in the Bethesda camp. I have gotten word that indeed Elder Scrolls 6 will face major delays as a result of layoffs that are incoming some point this week. I could see it as late as tomorrow. That's about as far as I could see it going, because other than that, they're not going to lay people off on the weekend. They usually do it on a Thursday, Friday, right before people go on to their weekends or whatever. And some of them a permanent weekend, I guess. It's unfortunate. I'm not making light of that. I'm just saying that that's the possibility. But either way, I'm hearing that there are major delays in Elder Scrolls 6 as a result of these cuts. Now, the one other piece of information that I also did get, which may be a light at the end of the tunnel for Nintendo users, is that as a result of this major delay in Elder Scrolls 6, there actually could still be a possibility that they will see an Elder Scrolls 6 on the Switch too. It's something that they were trying to push, and they didn't think they were going to be able to get it done on time, but with a major delay, this could actually be the case. Now, what year are we talking about? I know some people said 27. I never thought that game was coming out in 27. However, I do know people who have actually played portions of the game. They may have been just tiny little snippets of missions just to kind of get the feel and the vibe and see if it worked out. So we're talking like pre-alpha kind of footage here, right? But either way, it is still being built as we speak. But I never thought 27 was going to be a possibility. I was thinking somewhere around 28. Now, with the rumors of Xbox coming out with a console at the end of 2027, I can only imagine that at this point, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be releasing next generation. I think we're going to be seeing it on the PlayStation 6. We're going to see it on the new Xbox AMD, whatever the heck you want to call it, or whatever the heck they're going to call it. But either way, that's what they're talking about. And then, of course, with a delay of that magnitude, let's say anywhere between 3 and 4, maybe even 5 years from now, then they would have a really good handle on the Switch 2 hardware and then be able to port it over there. So that That is the word that I'm getting right now. And it's unfortunate, and I feel really bad for everybody who are about to lose their jobs. And I hope you land on your feet somewhere. It's really unfortunate to see this go on in the business, but it is what it is, and there's nothing really we can do to stop it. Either way, that's the news for today. I wish I had some better news, but either way, we have a lot going on in the channel. As you can see on the ticker down below, I have every single channel member. We had 24 new channel members this week alone. They are now part of the Legion of Mag, and my army of maggots are starting to grow. But either way, if you want to do that, you like the content, hit a like, share, subscribe, even join the channel if you want to. I'm going to have perks starting in July. I'm going to have even bigger perks for the top tier maggots in August. But either way, everybody have yourself a wonderful day and stay magnificent.